Hey there, I'm Tyler Lunsford, and you're watching a review of Hanson Chien's Hollywood. What is up, you beautiful people? My name is Tyler Lunsford, and welcome back to another magic trick review here on the channel. Now, if you're new here, then definitely please consider subscribing and take a look around the channel at my past reviews. Now, if you are new, then welcome. Thank you for stopping by and spending some time with me today. I really do appreciate it. You didn't have to click on my face, but I'm glad you did. I'm glad you're here. If you get something out of this video, then definitely let me know in the comments what other tricks you'd like to see, or if you have any questions, you want me to clarify something about this trick, comment that down below, and I will try to answer it to the best of my abilities. But without further ado, you're here, I'm here. We're gonna watch you're gonna watch a magic review. I'm gonna talk. So you're gonna watch me give a magic review right now. First off, you need to know what actually is Hollywood. Well, with Hollywood, this is the next solid through solid that's going to be going into your repertoire. A deck of cards is going to morph into a wood block. This miracle is designed by Hanson Chien and engineered by Yao. Basic effect, you take a card and push it through a solid deck of cards. When the card box is open, the deck is solid, but it's not a solid deck of cards, it's a solid block of wood. Here's some features that you may want to know about. It's easy to carry, easy to perform, it's a self-working miracle pretty much, and an art piece rather than a prop. This art piece is proudly made in Taiwan. Each unit is individually fine-tuned by hand to ensure a smooth and seamless operation. It's produced in small quantities and availability will be limited. It comes with a beautiful handmade block and 2 boxes that have slits pre-cut in them. It also comes complete with detailed instructions by Hanson Chien that are 45 minutes long, and there are also a few bonus videos such as full performances or interviews with the creator. Now that you know what Hollywood is and you know what you'll be receiving, let's talk about some more questions you may have, such as how difficult is it to perform? The effect itself is not difficult to perform at all. This is something that your spectators could do if you taught them on the spot. It's that easy. How are the angles for Hollywood? For this effect, you should keep your audience in front of you. That will give you the best results, that will give you the best angles, and you won't have to worry about too much if you do that. Just to clarify though, there are parts in the routine where you are angle proof, and at those parts you can spin around or show other sides of certain things, just so you know. Is there any setup or things you have to buy or supply? There is a small setup. It is a small initial setup. What you have to do is take the flat box that they provide you with the slits pre-cut in them, and you have to fold it up, and it comes with tape. You just have to peel the double-sided tape off and put your box together essentially. Besides that, everything else comes included except for an actual deck of cards that you need for this effect. That's the only thing you have to supply, but everything else, the block of wood, the card cases with the slits pre-cut in them. There's actually 2 card cases, so you get 2 of those. And a couple other things that you need for this effect, those are all included, but not the cards themselves. There is one small thing that you have to make, but it takes like 5 seconds. It is not going to take long at all. In reality, it'll probably take like a minute or 2. It does not take long at all. I don't even want to call it arts and crafts because it is so easy. You just have to supply a playing card, they supply the other part, and you just have to put a little thing with them and then make that magic happen right there. Boom. Just 1 or 2 minutes. It's not going to take long at all, and it's super easy to do. Is Hollywood examinable? Yes, it is to an extent. For the most part, yes, it's examinable. But I would not hand this to someone who looks like they're could bench a lot of weight. Like if they could lift a lot of weight, if they're a very muscular person that could probably do something to this block of wood, you probably don't want to let them hold it for too long, maybe even not hold it at all. But just an average person, they probably won't find anything, as long as they don't look too, as long as they don't examine it too well and, get all the fine details. But if they just hold it for a second, or they want to tap it on the table or something like that, that's not an issue. Are there any negatives about Hollywood? My main negative with this is the wood block itself. It's very well made, but just the nature of how the effect works, you can't really hand this out to every single person and really let them examine it to the best of their abilities. Like they can't just sit there and hold it, look around at it, and start tugging on it for too long, especially if they're a really strong person. Wouldn't want them to damage the gimmick you just paid a lot of money for. Speaking for money, it's $100. That may be a negative for you. You don't want to pay that much for an effect, but just to go ahead and throw that out there, this is a $100 effect, and for what you get, it can be seen as a little overpriced, but I think for the effect itself, I don't think it is. One more small negative is that the tutorial video is not in English. It is in, I believe, Mandarin, and you have to watch the video with subtitles on it if you want to learn it in English and read the subtitles, so that may be an issue for you. Honestly, I don't know why people don't just pay someone like $10 to voice over a video. I'm sure you can find someone to do it. Honestly, I would even do it. If someone was like, hey, voice over this video for a few bucks, I would do it just so that way people don't have to watch a video and read subtitles at the same time. I think that should be a thing. I'm going to start offering services to narrate people's videos. Comment down below if you think that should be a thing. One of the positives about Hollywood, I love the quality of it. Now, I talked about how people can't examine it, you know, fully forever or pull on it that much. I mean, they can for a little bit, but not like bodybuilders. They can't be pulling on this thing. But with that said, it's not because they, you know, slacked off in production or packaging or just the actual process of it. It looks great. This is a very well designed effect. It is something that's very well made, and it should last you as long as you're taking proper care of it. Another thing I like about this is the actual story itself. I think that it's justified. I love that you're doing the whole story with like, oh, well, you know, where the card came from the paper, and then the paper came from the trees, and trees are made of wood and things. So you can actually work that into a story. I think that weaves really well together, and I like that about this effect. What should Hollywood retail as? Well, this is a really well-made prop. This is something that should last you as long as you take care of it. And with that said, I think $100 is a fair price for it. It could be argued that it is a little pricey, but effects like this, you know, where you're doing a solid through solid or whatever, those tricks are usually pretty pricey. Metal foam was pricey, and other tricks like that are pretty expensive. But for what you get for the price, I would say it probably shouldn't be any more, but I wouldn't mind paying $100 for this, especially because it seems like they're releasing it in batches because it takes a while to make, or they fine-tune every individual unit. So with all that, I think $100 is a fair price. What would I give this out of 10? I'm going to give Hollywood a 9.4 out of 10 because I think that it is a solid through solid effect. Yeah, it's a solid effect. I think that it's a really cool effect, and I think it deserves a good rating because of it. It's got something where you can hand out to your spectators, which, you know, you're always looking for sometimes if you want to actually be able to have your props be hands-on with the spectators. The spectators can also actually do this effect. Like, they can put the card through the wooden block even though they don't know it's a wooden block. But I think that's really cool when the magic kind of happens in the spectators' hands. I love that as well. So this is a really cool effect. The only reason I docked it is because of when I talk about its complete examinability, and, you know, some people may think it's overpriced, but I think this is a prop that's well made and it should last you as long as you take care of it. It's a cool routine. I like it. Thank you so much for watching this video. I really do appreciate it. If you feel that Hollywood is for you, the link to pre-order or order, depending on what the current order status of this is in the description down below. Also in the description is a link to my Instagram page. There you can follow me on Instagram at TylerMonsterMagic. There I post articles behind the scenes, Q&As, sneak peeks. You can participate in polls. You can, like, I have plenty of things going on in my stories, and I want to be posting more performances soon. So it will happen eventually. I promise. Eventually it will happen. But with all that said, thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. And also thank you to Hanson Chien Production Company for allowing me to have this product so I can do this review for you beautiful people out there. If you feel like this is for you, like I said, all the info you need is in the description. And if you feel like it's not for you, that's totally fine as well. I make these videos so that way you can spend the money that you work hard for the best way that you possibly can. I want you to get magic that you want, magic that you're going to use. And with all that said, hopefully you'll come back because you like to see more and you want to know what kind of magic's going on in the magic community right now. Are we doing throwbacks, talking about new stuff? What is it? But thanks so much for being here once again, and hopefully I will see you in another review that I post sometime soon. See ya.